No problem. No problem. You were just getting started, so I didn't want to let you go any longer. All right, go girl.
Okay, should I come back to where I was on this or just skip the
Just start where
first?
you are. Yep, you're
Okay,
good.
okay. Um, Number three, you've learned to talk to people out and about and how to book parties at your shows and the words to say at both. And realize that out on PCU, there are wonderful table talks that if you'd like some help with verbiage, they have got it there. And number four, you've learned that your passion shines through and can completely influence purchases and bookings at parties. So today we're going to focus on one of my favorite topics, which is host coaching. And host coaching is the guts of your business. And we want you to be really good and working smarter, not harder. Host coaching is where you earn your paycheck. And then when you go to your show, that's where you're going to pick that paycheck up. So I am sure you're sitting there and you're wondering, how do I host coach effectively? Well, I'm so glad that you asked. And first of all, let me tell you that there is no one right or wrong way as to how to do something. And you're going to find tonight through this training that the wonderful gal, Jennifer Courtney, who put this Zoom training together for us and shared it with us, does her host coaching a little bit differently. And you need to take what works best for you and go with that. So anyways, first of all, you want to start your host coaching right away at the party. And the best thing you can do is hopefully get the party on the calendar and be able to give the packet right there so that you don't have to mail it out to them. Also, make sure that you do take time right there to do some host coaching. If somebody has to leave the party early, obviously you want to take care of that, but do some host coaching at the party. Carry packets with you, and I don't know if you can see because I can't see what you can see, but basically my host packets are very generic. I make probably 20 up at a time. Oh, you can't see my camera, never mind. I go to the post office and I pick up priority mail envelopes, and in them I stick 3 catalogs, and one of them I have a bright fluorescent label on it that says host catalog, do not share. I also have a copy of the Life Tastes Great flyer. I have a copy of the coupon for getting money off your kit through your party. I have a different types of aprons, what fits best for you. All of these things are available, and if you want them, just message me on the Facebook group and I can easily attach those files. There are a number of files that I will be attaching tonight. The next thing you're going to see on this screen is a fridge reminder that Jennifer Courtney does. I do not do this. I did highlight and copy her fridge sheet, and I will send that out in a Word document on the 6 weeks to success. I think it's a great idea and something to give the hosts, and I do plan to tweak it for myself as well. We want to have them invite as many people as they possibly can, but I always tell them no matter what date you have picked, it's not going to be the perfect date for everybody. So they need to invite at least 40 people. I usually say that of the 40 you invite, about a third to a quarter will come, which means somewhere between 10 and 15 will come, and their outside orders are going to be imperative. This is what Jennifer gives each of her hosts to put up on their fridge. She loves how they will be checking it off and keeping track. It is a very detailed, outlined agenda as to what she wants her hosts to do. It's very basic, easy steps for them to follow. So like I say, I think it would be something great. I am all about things being shorter and more condensed than this, but it's definitely something you can do. So anyways, like I say, I do greatly appreciate that Jennifer has shared all this stuff with us, but I don't do quite as much as she does. I will say, however, that communication, no matter how you do your host coaching, is absolutely imperative. And probably the biggest complaints that hosts have is that they don't know what to do next. And we have to make sure that we will show them what they need to do in order to have a successful party. So developing a good host coaching system is going to be the difference between you having a mediocre show and a fantastic show. The hosts, our hosts, have to have a clear and concise path to follow the entire party, and that is the key to them having a $1,000 show. We call this working smarter, not harder. Would you rather go out and do a $300 party or a $1,000 party? One, you're going to make $60, and the other, you're going to make $220. I bet you all want to go out and do that $300 show, don't you? Not quite. You want to make that 220, and just realize that as you become senior consultants and team leaders and directors and advanced directors and on up the ladder, you'll earn even more than that 220. Right now, when I have a $1,000 show, I'm making $310 at it. So it is definitely worth it to do good host coaching. So tell me, if you were blindfolded and you were put on the free throw line, would you be able to make a basket from it? I can tell you what my answer would be, even if I didn't have a blindfold on. Now, Shaq could probably do it, but that's a whole different training. So my question to you is, could you do it? It's not impossible. Sure, it could happen, but what is the likelihood of that actually happening? So now say, what if I told you Shaq would take that ball out of your blindfolded hands and he'd take it to the hoop? What's the likelihood of you making the basket now? Shaq is an experienced basketball player who practiced and practiced and practiced and perfected his art. It sure doesn't hurt that he's 7'1" and that basketball hoop is only 10 feet high. But that's Shaq using his God-given talents to the best of his ability, which is exactly what I'm going to be asking all of you to do, is take the ball from your host's hand and help her or him slam dunk that thing. So these are things that Jennifer says she feels that she's going to do. She is using Red Stamp. I have no idea what Red Stamp is. Everybody has their own different ways of doing things. Now I'm going to see if I can actually do something here. I have, since the beginning of time 21 years ago, when I was a Pampered Chef consultant for the first time, used Pampered Chef's host coaching, and I have found it to be very valuable for me. Can you see what I have up here on the screen now? Okay, great. So anyways, I have always liked this. It's a very easy, to the point. I can fill things in as I'm going. I love that I have the ability to make personal notes in here, and if you see, when I want to, I can actually type it in and then I can print it off. And I do tell my hosts that, you know, from the very beginning, whether it's at the show, whether it's on the phone, that I really, 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 and I don't always get this, need at least one live contact with them where I can talk to them and actually finalize some things. I don't like constantly typing emails and Facebook messaging and that sort of thing. So I will take this and I will go through, make sure we've got the right date, the time, that I'm going to the right place. I want to review the host rewards. And then I'm going to talk to her about inviting. And inviting is absolutely imperative. Like we said, you want her to invite at least 40 people and from a varied number of groups of friends and that sort of thing. I read something very interesting today as I was getting ready for this, and they're actually saying, there's a number of people who are saying that the most effective way to invite guests to a show is through a text or a private Facebook message. That the next best way to invite them is personally. So to call them up, to see them on the street, to go to their house and hand them an invitation. The third most effective way is through the mail, then through email, and that actually, I know this is going to crush a lot of people, that Facebook events is the least effective way. That probably, that the finding is that about only 3% of the people that are invited to a Facebook event actually respond. And I can attest to that because I'm invited to lots and lots of email events or Facebook events, and pretty much I just blow by them and I'm not even doing a thing with them. I feel that if I'm going to do a Facebook event, I'm wanting it up for about 2 weeks ahead of time. And I want to make sure that the host is doing as much Facebook conversation and inviting as I am doing. So let's see, let's get back to where we're supposed to be. And so Jennifer, and I do think the more you can communicate with your hosts, the better off things are going to be. You know, the first time you can communicate with her is to make sure, if you've mailed the packet, that she has received it in the mail. And again, like I said, make sure all your information is correct. I do personally feel that some sort of invite should be mailed out, and whether you want to use the postcards that Pampered Chef has, I do suggest, if you're going to have them send the invites out, that it would be great if you would print off labels and send them to her so that she can just peel them off and stick them right on the invites, because the easier we can make it for our hosts, the more likely they are to do that sort of thing. I personally am using the mini catalogs and sending the invites out for them. If they are doing the inviting themselves, make sure you know when they handed them out or when they mailed them out. Also make sure to find out how many they have mailed out or handed out. Because if you just say, so, you know, have you invited anybody? Who have you invited? You know, oh, I've invited everybody, and you'd be very disappointed to find out they've only actually invited 10 people. So make sure you ask specific questions as to how many they have actually invited. You can also, in keeping in communication with them, ask them if anybody has said no yet, and if they have, did you ask them if they'd like to put in an outside order and shared the link for your show. And I loved number 5. She has in her host coaching that if they have 25 confirmed adult guests, husbands and wives don't count, 25 ordering guests, that she will bring the ingredients for the recipe. Now, she said she has never had to make good on that, but what she has loved about offering that is that her host is so pumped to try and get those 25 people there so that she's not going to have to pay for the ingredients for her show, that she always has at least 15 guests there. So that's definitely something I am going to try. Make sure that she is posting on the party a couple of times a week, and keep asking her how the outside orders are coming along, what they're most excited to earn for free, which is also part of those 3 host calls that I showed you on the sheet beforehand. And then also to tap into would she be interested? Has she thought at all about becoming a Pampered Chef consultant? And did she notice the kit credit coupon that she could use some of her free stuff towards the cost of her kit? And if she has considered becoming a host, and my darling Shannon, not to be confused with Amanda that's on the call tonight, she had a show booked with me. And I kept saying, you know, this could be a kickoff show. I know you've thought about doing this. You could do this. And she did end up doing her show. I was there to do sort of a tag team demo and bring her in that way. But make sure you're sharing with your host that she can join, and it could be her show, but also find out if she's absolutely sure she doesn't want to join. If there are other people who are interested or might be interested, whether they're a stay-at-home mom and they'd like some time out, or whether they're, you know, getting ready to retire and, you know, they're questioning what they're going to do, or if somebody's lost a job, or if somebody has a shoe or a purse habit. So getting to know the guests a little bit ahead of time. And then have you ever thought about doing what I do? So Jennifer has said that she is more than happy to share her verbiage, but I think it's very important that we are all ourselves, and we're all genuine and that sort of thing. So I do think her idea of typing up her verbiage that she is going to use, be it in an email or a Facebook or whatever, and then just changing you know, the dates or the names or whatever, sort of like we do on CinchShare, or if you use Post My Party, that you can use the same things over and over, because again, we want to work smarter, not harder as well. The most important thing is to just remember to contact your host weekly. Stay in touch with her. Keep her on track. That ensures that you will have a great party going on. I love seeing all the yeses on Facebook, and I know when to make sure I follow up with each host to find out when the yeses will start happening. Now, Jennifer says her secret weapon, and this is a secret weapon I'm not sure I'd be comfortable doing, is she has videos. Yep, you read that correctly. She does videos and she shares them with her hosts. She believes that her videos that she has made for what's in the host packet and what she expects on her first video, which is about 9 minutes long, and her here's how to have the house and what to expect for the party video, which is 7 minutes long, have been absolute game changers for her. I have copied the links for these YouTube videos, and I will share those as well with her refrigerator magnet. They're down at the bottom, so if you'd like to see what she does, I think you'd be interested, and you might want to do the same thing. She always sends them via Facebook Messenger so she can see when they've seen them. And if they don't reply when she sees they've seen them, she'll ask, hey, did you see my video? What did you think? Any questions? And I will know if they truly have questions by asking me. Now, one thing in everything we do, whether it's following up with people who want to have shows, following up with recruit leads, is we need to keep track of everything. And so just wondering if you have some sort of system that you're using. Jennifer has a system where she marks everything on the calendar, and when it's done, she crosses it out or she circles it. And if you want, I can send this. But now I'm going to try and be tricky and share something else that I love that Pampered Chef has shared with all of us. And this is their host coaching monthly tracking. And I love this because I can fill in the host name. I don't bother with the address. I can fill in her phone number and her email. And again, all these, if you want to type them in, they are fields that you can, I don't know what that fancy word is called, but that you can add things to. I just print these off and write them out and have them for the week, for the month, and then I can check off. Whether it's a virtual party or whether it's a cooking show, I can check off when I've, got everything done, and I find it very, very helpful. So this is the type of system that I have been using for tracking. Now I've got to get back to this and stop share. Sorry, guys. And back to screen share and back to this and this. So host coaching is a partnership. Your host is going to get tons of free half price and discounted items, and you're going to get a paycheck. Isn't it worth it to take the time to do some good host coaching so that you could walk out of there with a $220 paycheck for one night? And hey, you haven't sold drugs and you haven't had to do, well, never mind. You wouldn't want to think about me stripping or something like that. Okay, I love it. Kristen is laughing her butt off. Great, thank you, Kristen. Okay, so this week we are focusing on skill, and I lucked out with this one because this is probably the easiest one of our pillars. Skill is is one that everyone can fix anytime they need to, simply by, number one, using their tools at home. I have loved seeing how many of you have posted on our team page or on the 6 Weeks to Success page, different things you're doing with your tools. And do this on your personal pages so that people are seeing this. And just by using your tools, you're going to have great stories to share with people. Make sure you are developing personal stories. It's fine for you to have stories that, oh, I know my friend so-and-so loves this because, but make sure you have plenty of personal stories from things your other half, your kids, whatever, have used it. Kristen did a great training last night at our meeting using the catalog, and just really study that catalog. I think you'd be amazed at how much you can learn from it, and always make sure you're carrying one with you. There are tons and tons of different videos and trainings that you can watch through home office, on PCU, in all the different categories on the computer. So make sure you're taking advantage of those. I don't know if I mentioned this or if it was when I was practicing, but somewhere along the line, somebody was saying that with the calls you listen to as part of your homework, that what they're doing is they'll strap on their headset, take their phone and listen to a call on their walk, and then they have notes pulled up so that they can dictate into their phone the different things that they want to remember. And I thought that was absolutely a great idea when you're going through different trainings. So there's all different places and times that you can listen to things. I will plug an audio in while I'm driving to a show or whatever. Make sure you are coming to your team meetings, because you're obviously going to learn lots of things there. New consultant trainings, recipe nights, which I've been a failure at lately, but I do want to start doing. It's a great way to get people in to learn about the opportunity. And I'm not exactly sure what classes Jennifer is teaching, but I don't have any classes. Number 6 is a biggie. It's around the corner. I hope everybody that's on this call will be at conference in August. It is absolutely amazing. Anybody who's been there would never miss it again for any reason at all. Home office also lots of times have tips from the top on Wednesday night. I think that the abundant bookings with Susan Warshay was one of those calls one night. So make sure that when you see those posted either by home office or on your team page that you listen to those. Reading books on selling. Direct Sales for Dummies is really great. Anything that's something for dummies I can handle because it makes it nice and simple. There are amazing YouTubes out there. If you go out to YouTube and you type in any product that you want to learn about, you can learn about it on YouTube. And also just doing lots and lots and lots of shows. The more shows you do, the better you're going to get. And go and see another consultant show or go to see your director's show because you all can do it. So I am pretty darn close on time. It's great. Your homework for this week, there is a wonderful 1-hour audio by Lisa Nato and Michael Yoakley that you will enjoy a great deal on host coaching. This will be in, if you're on my team, the little slip I sent out today for getting back to me. And for those of you who have techie directors like Carol and Kelly and Jenny and Lori, they'll send you a Google Doc so that you'll have that. And then we want to know how many shows you will commit to booking this week so that you can practice all these skills you've been learning. How many host coaching calls will you commit to this week? You need to set your follow-up call with your recruiter/director so you can discuss with them how many leads you got, how many bookings you got, where your sales were at, what did you have trouble with, and make sure you share with us a brag. And we actually have like 1 minute. I do want to thank you all for being on the call tonight, but if I can figure out how to do this, I'll go in and go into participants, and I'll take you off of mute. And if any,
Lost you, Sarah.
I know. I'm unmuting all of you now, and hopefully you can hear me as well.
Hey, woo-hoo.
So does anybody have a ta-da to share or a question to ask or anything for the good of the cause? Nobody?
Someone's breaking up, Sarah.
I was going to say, I feel like somebody is trying to talk and I can't hear them.
Access to all things MLB.
If you've
Somebody
got
has-
your TV on really loud,
Yeah, somebody has the TV on really loud.
it's Sarah, mute everybody again.
Okay.
Perfectly coiffed. T-Mobile.
Okay, somebody has a TV on really loud.
And Sarah, we are able to unmute ourselves. So if someone has a question, why don't we
Oh.
just have them unmute and then we don't have to worry about the noise in the background.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody have a ta-da or a question you'd like to ask? Just unmute yourself. And Lori, are you still unmuted?
I am still unmuted.
How do they unmute themselves?
There's a little microphone in the left-hand corner. They click on it and it's like a toggle switch. It will unmute
Okay.
them.
If you're on an iPad, just tap the top of your iPad and they'll appear too. That's what I'm on, and you can click on the mute microphone.
Perfect. Was that Linda?
It was me. I don't have any to-dos, but I do want to say last night's meeting was awesome. Kristen did an outstanding job. And I think opened up, I don't want to say open up a lot of eyes, but I guess yes, to seasoned as well as new consultants on rethinking how we're doing our shows. So kudos to Kristen. Did that come through?
Yes, it did. Thank you,
Oh.
Linda.
Okay.
Anybody else?
Sarah, Kelly's wondering if you wouldn't mind unmuting her. She's not able to unmute her phone.
Okay. I'm looking for you, Kel. And it's not going to be your face. It's probably going to be your phone number.
It is. It's
Yep.
a 608.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Unmute. Kelly?
Hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to go back. You were talking a little bit tonight about Red Stamp, and you were talking about texting invite. So a lot of people were using Red Stamp because for a while, stuff had an actual contract with Red Stamp. It was an app that you could use to make invitations. Oh, there's a very, very simple solution that's available that makes it very easy to make textable invites for free. All you have to do is type into your internet browser on your phone the link to your host's show, and it will come up with a page that says you're invited to Sarah Warfel's show on, it gives you like the whole invite. I literally just take a screenshot on my phone of that, and that's what I text my host. It's so simple.
I do the same thing and it works really well.
Yep. So you don't have to be going and making, finding an app and doing it all. It's super simple, and I've been doing that for a few months now, and I think it's made a huge difference. And I tell my hosts, send this out as an invite, and then I want you a couple of days before the show, I want you to send it out as a reminder as well. And I think it works brilliant.
So Kelly, are you taking a screenshot on your phone of what the guests would get as an invite if the host sent out email invites through?
Personal website.
No. If they click on the link, I don't know, you guys probably, can you see it? Can you guys see the screen?
No.
If you look at
Can you
my
send
yeah, I'll put one on the page.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, I'll put it on the page.
Well, and for my team members, I'm really excited because on Thursday I get to see Kelly, and she's going to show me how to do this, and I'll work really hard on remembering how. Oh, yeah. I'm not going to be there for May's meeting. We'll figure out how to get the information to you.
It's a very simple thing. I mean, it's very simple, Sarah. So I'll be able to explain it, and I'll post a little link on the page.
Perfect.
Okay.
Anything else? Well, thank you all for joining us.
Thank you, Sarah. Great
We will-
job.
We'll see you next week. And I'm going to stop recording, Lori, and then what do I do?
And then it's going to talk.